Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Gary Berry Stadium for this week's football matchup between the Kadets of Air Academy High School and the Coronado Cougars. Barry Reed, Caden Watson, ready to bring you all the action here from Gary Berry Stadium. Thank you so much for tuning into the District 11 football podcast. We expect a good one tonight, Caden. The Kadets come in 4-1 on the early season with victories over Cheyenne Mountain, victories over Falcon, George Washington, and Cheyenne Mountain after an opening week loss to Heritage. The Cougars come in at 2-3 with an opening week win at Cheyenne Mountain, a loss to Lewis Palmer, and a tough loss by 3 to Mesa Ridge, and then a win against Palmer and a loss last week on the Western Slope against Grand Junction. We are underway. The kick comes down to the 20. Ladarius Mays with a big hole. One man to beat is the kicker. A stiff arm, and Ladarius Mays is going to open this game in grand style for the Cougars. 80 yards with the kickoff return for a touchdown. And it is 6-0 in favor of the Cougars. Looking over the field, Caden, I see no flags on the play.
Yeah, Barry, tonight's going to be a battle between Kyle Pope and Ladarius Mays. Pope has 4 touchdowns and has twice won over 100 yards in the game. Ladarius has 100-yard games and 11 touchdowns.
Well, he can add a big one there on the opening kickoff. What a start for the Cougars in this one. On for the extra point for the Cougars. It is up and good. And that is Julian Hogan, the junior. And I hope you tuned in early because it didn't take the Cougars long to score. 14 seconds into this one, and we are underway on a Friday night. So Air Academy had won the toss and deferred. They might be thinking twice about that. We talked to Coach Grundy of Air Academy before the game, and he told us, I asked him if there's anything he was really worried about tonight, and he goes, you mean other than number 11? Number 11 gets him on the first play or first kickoff of the game for the Cougars. So now the Cougars line to kick things off. Kicking for the Cougars will be Hogan. Hogan ready to put the ball on the tee. Wind blowing south to north tonight at a pretty good clip, so it's blowing in the face of the Cougars. Deep for the Kadets is Cole Edmondson and Eli Montoya. They stand just about the 10. And this angle kick comes up short on the ground, and it'll be out of bounds after being touched by the Kadets on the far side. And the Kadets will start at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Bo Powers is the quarterback of this Air Academy offense, and immediately we have got the Cougars jumping across the line, giving the Kadets a free 5. Encroachment defense is the call. That'll make it 1st and 5. Set the offense for the Kadets. Bo Powers, the senior quarterback, he'll be missing one of his top running backs in Zach Martin, who will do the kicking tonight. He will be joined in the backfield most of the night by Kyle Pope, the senior. Pope, again, with 394 yards and 4 touchdowns, has been over the 100-yard mark twice so far in this season. Trips to the right. Now motion back, H-back, feed it to Pope. coming to the near side, the left, and Pope sliding through an opening all the way out to the 50. It is a pickup of 12 on the play and a first down for Air Academy. So first and 10 from the 50, 11:26 to go. 3 men in the receiving pattern, 2 right, 1 left. Now bring the 1 in motion, hand it to Pope. Almost caught in the backfield, but now finds an opening on the left. That little crease is going to be good for a gain of 11 and a first down. So 2 carries for Pope and 23 yards. Well on his way with the second first down for Air Academy here tonight. And the edges of this Coronado defense, Caden, showing a little bit of reluctance to be able to find an edge and hold an edge against this running back. That's an adjustment. Man in motion, and the Cougars jump again. That's the second time tonight. So that'll mark it ahead for 5. So now 1st and 5, and we have got our first timeout of the night. Scott Edmonds, the defensive coordinator for Coronado, wants to call his team to the sideline as they have been gouged, Caden, for 2 big running plays. And we've been telling the folks about Mr. Pope all night long, and he is sure living up to his billing, isn't he?
Oh, yes, sir. He's really living up to his name. I heard just last week that he went up against Palmer and had a straight game, ran the clock. 18 carries and 161 yards and 2 touchdowns, 1 game.
He had 18 of the 29 carries for Air Academy, but Air Academy only 31 yards that Pope did not gain last week. Now, the other guys had a bunch of short touchdowns because everybody else rushing for Air Academy last week had 4 of the touchdowns. So 1st and 5 for Air Academy, 10:32 to go. Back it up into the eye for Pope. He'll try the left-hand side again. Nice block from the fullback, and he'll bowl his way down inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. Another first down on the gain of 7. And Coronado is going to have to find something defensively because the Kadets are running successfully off tackle. Bo Powers, the quarterback, threw only 3 times last week against Palmer. Very efficient, 2 for 3, 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. Give it to Pope around the left-hand side again, and there are the Cougars. This time they hold Pope to a gain of 2. Ball came loose, but they will signal Pope down. And getting off the bottom of the pile is Andy Wills, the senior for the Cougars, number 77. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 8. 2nd and long with the wind at their back. Powers under center. Blown back this time is Ethan Martin. Now Cole Edmondson joins him in the backfield. Takes the ball off the left-hand side. Will get ahead for a gain of 1 before he is knocked to the ground. And that is Rico Ortiz, another senior, gathering in tackle number 12 on the season. So it is Ortiz and Wills inside, Peak and Yanni outside. Jaden Yanni, just a sophomore on that defensive left side for the Cougars. Now 3 receivers to the right for the Kadets. Pope, the lone man here on 3rd and 8. Pitch it to him coming to the right, and the Cougars are there to shut him off. He gets down to the 17-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4. And that will bring up 4th and about 4. So decision time for the Kadets with the wind at their back. Do they try the field goal with Zach Martin? And Martin comes on to the field. And he will set the tee down near the right hash at the 24-yard line. Call this a kick of 34. Angle from the right. And the Cougars in, and it looks like he missed it. Missed it to the right. So after opening the drive with back-to-back 10-plus yard gains and first downs, the Cougars make some adjustments and stop the Kadets, and they will take over the ball on the 20-yard line, leading 7-0 with 8:18 to go after Eric Academy missed the field goal. So now we'll get our first look at this Cougars offense from the 20. Spread formation. Ladarius Mays, the lone running back. High snap, but pulled down and given to Mays. Mays is ahead for a gain of 3. Gabe Chappell quarterbacking for the Cougars tonight. Hands off to Mays. Mays needs just 14 yards on the ground from scrimmage to eclipse the 500-yard mark. Now 3 receivers to the right of the formation, 1 to the left for the Cougars. Mays in the backfield. Give it to him, and he's in trouble trying to slip around. First man to hit him for the defense was Josh Luden, the big senior for the Kadets. And when I say big, folks, I'm 6'6", 280 pounds, and Josh Luden's right there with me. He is a big young man. Stops that play for no gain, 3rd and 3 on the play from the 23 for the Cougars with 7:19 left to go. Give it off to Mays, and Mays is in trouble behind the line of scrimmage. He gets wrapped up by Christian Jones. Actually, take that back. That is Cole Eck, the junior, another big young man on that Air Academy defense. That will be a loss of 3 for the Cougars and bring up a punt formation for the Cougars here on 4th and 10 from the 20. Willie Bobrick, the senior, will handle the punting duties. Cole Edmondson stands at the 50 for Air Academy. And now we have got a flag flying before the play gets underway. And the Cougars had 12 in the huddle. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Cougars. Spot the ball back at the 15. Edmondson will scoot ahead to the Cougar 45. Bobrick gets a short kick away that gets caught up in the wind. And it will be killed by the Cougars at the 26-yard line. So great field position for Air Academy. After the Bobrick kick, you could tell Caden that he just didn't get a whole lot of it, and then it got up into this wind, and the wind just zapped it out.
Oh, yeah, Barry. The wind is very brutal tonight, as we can clearly see.
A kick of just 12 yards on the punt. Air Academy set up at the 27. Coronado's defense needs to rise up. Once again, now we've got motion, and this looks to be encroachment against the Cougars for the 3rd time tonight. And another free 5 for the Kadets. And now the ball blows away and will be gathered in and respotted. Powers under center. Wing to the right. Full backfield with Martin and Pope. Give it to Give it to Pope straight up the middle. And he is going to be held for a short gain, maybe just a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 4 from the 21. We are approaching the 6-minute mark here in the first quarter with the Cougars on top 7-0, thanks to Ladarius Mays returning the opening kickoff 80 yards for a touchdown. Now it is Powers. He'll bring Edmondson in motion, hand it off to Pope on the left-hand side. And running hard down to the 15. That'll be enough for a Cadet first down. Again, working the left side of that Cougars defense. In there for the tackle was Peyton Moore, the junior. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Powers in the shotgun. Edmondson trying to seal off the right-hand side. We have got flags starting. And is this going to be encroachment on the Cougars once again? No, this is going to go against the Kadets. Looks like Cole Edmondson, who was in motion on the right-hand side, got started forward just a little bit. So then that'll make it 1st and 15 from the 20-yard line. So finally a little bit of break for the Cougars, a little bit more carpet for the Kadets to maneuver. Kadets looking for a tying score here. 5:04 to go. Fake the handoff, and Powers is going to roll to the right-hand side. Big opening with blockers out front. He's down to the 10-yard line. And before he is brought down, that'll be a pickup of 10 on the run to the right. And it'll bring up 2nd and 5 from the 10-yard line. Caden, a good decision. They load the offense to the left-hand side and run a little bootleg with Powers to the right. Coronado doing a good job of not giving up the first down on that one. Now Pope to the right of Powers in the formation. Powers in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Run motion across is Martin to lead block. Give it to Pope, and Pope is going to be cut down at the line of scrimmage. Give him a gain of 1. Coming in from the backfield, that is Sells. Shooting up from his defensive back position. It will be 3rd and 5 from just inside the 10. We are down to 3:52 on the clock. This time Martin joins Pope in the backfield. Pope offset to the left. Give it to him coming to the right, and great pursuit by the Cougars. And they cut him down for no gain again with the tackle for the Cougars. That is Joel Senrick, the senior, one of the inside backers for the Cougars. So the outside was a weakness for the Cougars in the first couple of drives. This time they've got that outside pinned in, and they've got a 4th and 4, long 4 to the Kadets. And they are sending Powers back in. So after the miss on the first field goal attempt here on the second drive, the Kadets opting to go for it. And this would be a big stop, Caden, if the Cougars can hold them. The Kadets need the 5. Powers rolling out to the near side at the goal line, and incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver for the Kadets, and that is Aryan Burr, a sophomore, crossing late in the pattern, and it is broken up by the Cougars, who will take over 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. And this Coronado defense, after a shaky start, has definitely come around, haven't they, Caden?
Oh, yes, sir. You can definitely tell they learned a lot from the first couple of minutes of the game.
Scott Edmond, the defensive coordinator, called that timeout after the first 3 or 4 plays by Air Academy, made some changes and lit a fire under his squad. And they have been up to the task on the 2 Air Academy drives and keeping the Kadets out of the end zone and forcing or having a missed field goal. So Air Academy wastes great field position starting the drive at the Coronado 27. Now it's up to Coronado to move it out deep out of their own end. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Deegan Foster in the backfield for the Cougars now. H-back right, give it to Foster. Foster running hard right up the middle. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe ahead for 1. And not going much farther than that. Christian Jones, the big nose tackle, holding his ground. And we'll call it a gain of 1. You got the nose of the ball from just inside the 10 to just outside the 10. So 2nd and 9 for the Cougars. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Give it to Foster, or check that, not Foster again. For Coronado, that is Joel Senrick with the carry, and Senrick is grabbed around the shoulder pads and flung to the ground. Back to the original line of scrimmage is the forward progress. 3rd and 9 for the Cougars, whose only offense tonight has been an 80-yard opening kickoff return for a touchdown, but that is good enough to give them a lead with 1:30 to go here in the first quarter. Senrick in the backfield. And after a high snap, Gabe Chappell just bowls his way forward. He gets out to the 13-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 2 and bring up 4th and 7 for the Cougars. And Coronado keeping the offense on the field here. Oh, that is why a penalty against the Kadets. That is going to be a first down for the Kadets. That was a personal foul penalty as it moves the ball all the way out to the 29-yard line for the first down. Now a little bit of room to work for Chappell. And we have got illegal motion called on the Cougars. So back them up 5. And that is 25 yards worth of penalties on 5 penalties for either encroachment or now motion against the Cougars tonight. Definitely not helping their cause as it gives them a 1st and 15 with 1:09 left to go. Ladarius Mays split far to the left of the formation. Pressure comes from Air Academy. Tucking it under is Chappell. And Chappell is going to be sacked for a loss of a yard. Looking at the spot, he was running forward after he couldn't find a receiver open under the duress of the Kadets. So it will be 2nd and 16 now from the 23. 30 seconds to go here in quarter number 1 from Gary Berry Stadium. And in trouble and going down again with the handoff. That is Brooks for Coronado in the backfield. Marcus Brooks, a senior. That is going to make it 3rd and 19. So Caden, the Cougars defense playing well, keeping Air Academy out of the end zone twice now, but the Coronado Cougars offense is not doing anything to help their defense out.
Yes, Barry, it seems as if the Cougars are trying to keep their guard up tonight.
We have not seen Mays in the backfield on any of the last couple of plays, and he is their big hitter and the one that Air Academy is concerned about. But now Monty Gutowski out talking to his offense. The defensive timeout, and Scott Edmonds talking to his defensive crew, stopped 2 crucial drives. Let's see if Monty Gutowski can get the offense to put together a long drive. We have 8 seconds left to go in the first quarter and a timeout on the field.
The new year of D11 high school and middle school chess tournaments begins October 19th. Tournaments will be held in the first floor library at Palmer High School, 301 North Nevada, and are open to all District 11 middle and high school students, regardless of ability. For more information, log on to d11.org and look for the link under upcoming events.
So 3rd and 19, just under a country mile for the Cougars. Give it off to Cendrick in the backfield. He gets back to the line of scrimmage on the inside handoff before he is swarmed under by the Kadets on the defensive side of the ball. Michael Kator, the strong safety, up in on that tackle at the line of scrimmage. So this Cougar offense is not scaring this Air Academy defense at all. Down to 4 ticks after that play in the first quarter. It's 4th and 19 for the Cougars. So this Cougars punt, if that is the call, will be the last play of the first quarter. And back to do the kicking duties is Willie Bobrick, who got a 12-yarder off the last time. Let's see if he can get something a little better into the wind. Try to turn this field for the Cougars. Bobrick runs to the right and gets a much better kick away. This one takes takes a Cougar hop, and it will be spotted off on the far side in front of the Kadets bench at the 40-yard line. So a 20-yard kick, and that is the end of the first quarter here between the Cougars and Air Academy. The Kadet offense able to move the ball a little bit, but the Cougars defense twice has kept them out of the end zone, forced a missed field goal on one attempt, and turned the ball over inside the red zone on downs the second time. It is homecoming for the Cougars, so they are honoring one of their clubs out on the field here between plays. The only score in this one is a Ladarius Mays 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for the Cougars, making it 7-0, and we have neither team has seen the end zone since. We've played most of this game on the Coronado side of the field. As for a second straight drive, Air Academy will start in Cougar territory after the punt. Five-man front for the Cougars. 2 in the backfield. Handed off to Pope, coming to the right side. Ladarius Mays grabs him after a short gain and pulls him down. Gain of 3 down to the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Kadets. Offset eye, full backfield for the Kadets. Martin right behind center and Pope. And once again, an offside penalty encroachment against the Cougars is going to make this a 2nd and 2 for the Kadets. That is the 5th jump by the defense for the Cougars. So 25 free ones for the Kadets. Just underway in the second quarter here from Gary Berry Stadium. If you're listening to our podcast, we thank you so much for the tune in here tonight. Barry Reed, Caden Watson, Palmer sophomore, handling the duties tonight. Pope and Martin in the backfield, give it to the right, and Pope is going to be met at the line of scrimmage and fall forward for a short gain. Willie Bobrick in on the tackle, It'll be a gain of 1. Bring up third, and we'll call it a long 1.5 yards. Not quite 2. Air Academy loading up the tight end and the wing on the right-hand side. Martin and Pope in the backfield. Give it to Martin around the right-hand side, and Martin finds a slight seam down inside the 30. That'll be enough for the Air Academy first down. They'll spot the ball at the Cougar 29 right hash. First and 10, 10-15 and counting before halftime here. Cadets trying to match the score of the Cougars. All 10 Cougars within 5 yards of the line on the defense. Handed off to Pope, and Pope is cut down. Good open field tackle. Gain of 2 is all. With the tackle for the Cougars, that is Brandon Stogdill, the safety for the Cougars. Stogdill, 10 tackles on the year. Now make it 11. He does have an interception from the safety position. Creates a 2nd and 9 as they spot the ball at the 28-yard line. Receiver left, receiver right, bring Martin in motion right into the middle, hand it off to Pope, and Pope is going to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Again, falling forward, Rico Ortiz, the senior defensive lineman, shedding his block nicely and holding that to just a gain of 1 yard. Again, Kyle Pope, 161 yards last week against the Terrors to go with 2 touchdowns. It looked good early in the first quarter on the first 2 Cadet possessions. First 2 runs went for more than 10 yards. But since then, they have really wrapped him up. This time he'll start to the right of the quarterback, Martin in the backfield. Fake it, Powers rolling out. Wide open on a crossing route is the tight end, who will be ushered down at the 10-yard line. That is Brady Badwown, the tight end. That is his 9th reception. 152 yards coming in and 2 touchdowns. This will be a gain of 13 down to the 10-yard line. Just outside the 10, they'll spot it at the 11. So 1st and 10 from the 11. Coronado has become so concerned with the run that they let the tight end loose on the crossing pattern for the first down. Offset eye, give it to Pope. Pope in the backfield, and he will be cut down. Falls forward close to the 10. We'll call it a gain of 1. But that is Joel Senrick, the senior linebacker, getting in there. Senrick with 21 tackles for this team, the 2nd leading tackler behind Deegan Foster. Gain of 1, 2nd and 10. Two receivers to the right, tight end left for the Cadets. Pro set backfield, give it to Pope right up the middle, and he is going to find resistance at the line of scrimmage, but that right side of the Cadet line, Christian Jones and Aiden Diller, Jack Newsom, the center, pushing the pile down to the 5-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, bring up 3rd and 4 for the Cadets. 7-11 and counting. Big 3rd down stop here for the Cougars as the Cadets for the 2nd time are in the red zone. The 3rd time, excuse me. Fake it to Pope, give it to Edmondson on a little counter, and Edmondson in for the end zone, or into the end zone for the touchdown from the 5-yard line. So a little bit of trickery. Air Academy has been leaning so heavily on Pope, and Coronado has really shut him down. So you give it to the 2nd man coming from the left side of the formation, and Pope. And now it is Zach Martin on for the extra point. Martin was 2 of 4 last week against the Terrors. And Ladarius Mays trying to get a jump to get in to get the block. This will move the ball half the distance to the goal. We'll see if this changes things for Scott Grindy, the Air Academy head coach. Nope, he's going to leave the kicking team on, it looks like. And now a late change. They run the kicking tee off, put the offense back on. Yard and a half away after the penalty, looking to take the lead on the 2-point conversion. Roll Powers out, in trouble, but he's able to convert. He finds Ethan Martin for the conversion, and the Kadets at 6:50 of the second quarter take an 8-7 lead on the Cougars. So that penalty costing the Cougars a point, and a point that they've struggled to move on the offense tonight to get anything going. We'll see how Air Academy decides to kick this one off after giving the big kickoff up on the opening kick for the touchdown. Ladarius Mays will stand back about his 10 again, I believe. But Air Academy, 40-yard drive capped with Cole Edmondson going 5 yards for the touchdown. And then the Ethan Martin 2-point conversion. And the wind blows the ball off the tee, so the Kadets will have to hold it. Ladarius Mays moves up in the formation, switching things up, and just a squib kick by the Kadets, covered up nicely by the Cougars, and they'll have good field position out at the 45. Making use of his good hands, number 58, Julian Anderson, the senior, gobbling that one in and getting to the ground. So the Cougars will start at the 44. Two receivers left, two receivers right. Give off to Mays in the backfield, coming around the right-hand side. And he will make his way ahead for a gain of 3 down out to the 48-yard line before he is smothered. Pope, the first one there to make contact. Then the rest of the Kadets defense arrived. 2 timeouts for the Cougars here, just 1 for Air Academy. Play getting called in from the sideline. Coach Monty Gutowski doing the signal calling here for the offense. Receiver left, or 3 receivers left, 1 right. Mays in the backfield. Fake it to Mays. And this is going to be a keeper by Chappell, and Chappell is going to get stopped after a gain of just a yard at the 49. That is going to bring up 3rd and 6. Coronado has the wind at the back, Caden, but with the way, we haven't seen much in the way of passing from the Kadets or the Cougars. And talking to the Cadet coaching staff, they didn't think the wind was going to be that big of a factor.
Coach Clark said that they had a big advantage tonight since the wind. They thought the wind wasn't going to be so brutal.
Under 6 minutes now. Penalty on the Cougars is going to move them back to the 43. on a motion penalty. Now 3 receivers to the right. Shotgun for Chapel. Give it off to Mays. Big hole opens up on the right-hand side. Mays keeps his feet after a hit and bowls his way ahead inside the 45 of the Kadets for the first down. Trying to lower the boom with the big hit was Cole Edmondson. But Mays just bounced off of him, got the spin, and got ahead. Fortunately for Air Academy, the rest of the guys were back there. Eli Montoya shaken up after the tackle is made. He is still being looked at from the officials. Little bit woozy. And now he will sit down. We hate to see this happen. But timeout on the field for an injured Cadet.
A new year of D11 high school and middle school chess tournaments begins October 19th. Tournaments will be held in the first floor library at Palmer High School, 301 North Nevada, and are open to all District 11 middle and high school students regardless of ability. For more information, log on to d11.org and look for the link under upcoming events.
So officials' timeout still on the field as they tend to Eli Montoya, the junior defensive back for the Kadets. The crowd down below us, Caden, is bundled up in coats with this wind blowing. It's the cold front that is moving in. They said there's a chance of rain, but fortunately we haven't seen anything yet. Hopefully nothing comes of that in the second half for us. I hope you brought an umbrella just in case, though. Coronado on the near side, Air Academy on the far side, right in front of their bench. Montoya is up under supervision of both Air Academy and District 11 personnel, including the district trainers and Air Academy trainers. It's a slow walk back across the field for the young man. Player safety has become such a higher priority in the recent decade with the things we know now about concussions. From the times when I was playing, you'd get the coaches saying, "Oh, walk it off, get back in there." 5:29 to go as we get ready to resume action here. Officials stopping the play for just a moment. But we will return Coronado 1st and 10 after Ladarius Mays goes 13 to get the first down. They have the ball at the 45 for the Kadets. Fake it to Mays and find a wide open man downfield. That is Bobrick. Ball comes loose, covered, and still loose again. Now a fight for it inside the 10. Willie Bobrick lying down at the 13 got stripped from behind. And covered by Cole Edmondson after the strip fumble. The Kadets will take over at their own 10-yard line. But Bobrick running just a little skinny post. And Chapel found him in stride. It was a great play until the fumble. And that is costly for the Cougars. So Air Academy from the 10. Offset eye in the backfield. Give it to the first man. That is Martin, Ethan Martin. And Ethan Martin is going to find the going tough. Gets out to the 13 for a gain of 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Ethan Martin on the year, 25 rushes, 136 yards. He does have a touchdown. And he has 5 receptions for 15 yards and a touchdown. But with 4:43 and counting here at Gary Berry Stadium, 2nd and 7 for the Kadets at their own 13-yard line. Offset I again with Martin and Pope. Second man through is Pope. Senrick hits him at the 14. Pope drives him back to the 15. It'll be a gain of 2 and bring up 3rd and 5 for Air Academy. Both players tapping each other on the helmet, saying good play with that one. Sells back in the game. Third and 5 inside of 4 minutes here to go in the first quarter. If you're tuning in from the north in Cadet country, thank you so much for the tune in to the District 11 football podcast. 3rd and 5. Here comes Edmondson on an end around again. Cadets corral him and stop him to a gain. It'll be a gain of 3. It'll be short of the first down by about 2 yards. So this time the Cougars not fooled on the play that got Air Academy the touchdown last time. Cole Edmondson, 7 rushes for 78 yards coming into the game. Picks up a couple more there, and of course he got the touchdown on the last drive from 5. Punt team comes on for the Kadets. Coronado will get possession here with, about 2 minutes and 45 seconds or so. But kicking into this wind, dropping back for the Cougars, is Brian Maestus, the senior safety. He and Ladarius Mays. Now we've got a flag on the play. Delay of game on Air Academy. That'll back them up 5. Move the ball back to the 12. And with the way this wind is blowing, the Cougars should have excellent field position if they can figure out a way to get something going. Now change in the up man in the formation for the Cougars. That is Say-Do 2. Decent kick off the right foot. Takes an Air Academy bounce. 2 is blocked back into the ball. What are they going to say? The officials spot it at the 39-yard line. No signal as to whose ball, though. Now they'll move the spot to the 38. The officials talking about it at that point. Air Academy lobbying that the ball was theirs. And the officials say Cougars ball at the 37-yard line. So dangerous situation there, Caden, as the ball just about turned over by the Kadets. Two receivers right, tight end to the right for the Cougars. One receiver to the left. Chappell and Mays in the backfield. High snap. Chappell pulls it down. But then airmails one intended for Willie Bobrick. Back in coverage for the Kadets was number 37. That is Christian Perilous. Now Perilous will be just switch sides of the field. Bobrick to the right side of the formation. This high snap with this wind is dangerous for Coronado. Mays in the backfield. You'd love to see some kind of points here with 2.5 minutes to go before the half, trailing by 1. Now we have got a timeout called, or is this a delay of game on Coronado? Too much time for the play to come in from the sidelines. Monty Gutowski calling the plays in baseball style, giving signals, but it's taking too long tonight. That is the third motion penalty. 2nd and 15, ball pushed all the way back out to the 43 now. Give it to Mays coming around the right-hand side, loading up formation. And Mays will be cut down, falling out of bounds at the 38, stopping play. Michael Midkiff for the Cadets with the tackle. 2:25, clock stopped. It's going to be 3rd and 11 for the Cougars. You go back to the previous possession, they finally hit the big pass to Bobrick, and then he is stripped. And they lose the ball back at the 10. That was their best drive of the night. They picked up a big 3rd and 12 in that drive. Let's see if Ladarius Mays or the passing game. Passing game coming, and Mays gets run over. Shooting on the blitz was Kyle Pope, who plays the bandit backer outside, and Pope came in and just ran over Ladarius Mays and gobbled up Gabe Chappell. 4th and what looks to be 17 now for the Cougars, all the way back at the 45-yard line. Bobrick drops into punt formation. We have just under 2 minutes left to go here, and the Kadets on top of the Cougars 8-7. The Cougars open the scoring with an 80-yard kickoff return by Ladarius Mays. And then with about 5 minutes left to go, Cole Edmondson for Air Academy found the end zone. Timeout, Coronado, that is number 2 taken by the Cougars here. 1:35 left on the clock.
A new year of D11 high school and middle school chess tournaments begins October 19th. Tournaments will be held in the first floor library at Palmer High School, 301 North Nevada, and are open to all District 11 middle and high school students regardless of ability. For more information, log on to d11.org and look for the link under upcoming events.
So 1:35 before halftime. And the lights are starting to take effect here at the stadium as we have hit the first week of October, almost 7 o'clock. It's going to be dark here before too terribly long, just a hint of blue in the sky out to the east. Bobrick stands at his 42, waiting the snap. Edmondson stands inside the 5. Short kick, Edmondson comes up, and this one bounced past him. It'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Luckily for Edmondson, he was charging to try to catch that, and at the last second, he decided to bail out. That could have given the Cougars a chance to pounce on a live ball, but it's not to be, and Air Academy will take over. They've got 1:26 and the ball on the 20 following the punt. But other than just a couple plays, Caden, this Cougars offense has got to find something at halftime. They're still in the game, trailing by just a point, but they have got to find more ways to get Ladarius Mays some touches out in space.
Yes, Barry, in the beginning, Ladarius, he shot out with a full touchdown just in the beginning, if I remember correctly.
He's had a couple nice runs out of the backfield, but I don't know that they've used him in the proper amount of touches. But it's up to the defense now to keep the deficit at just 1. Give it to Pope. Pope breaks free out to the 24 before Brandon Stocksdale, the safety, makes the tackle, and we've got an injured Cougar down on the field. So an injury timeout down on the field. And we're into that transition time of year, Caden, to where it's starting to get cold, so you start worrying about the kids not warming up sufficiently and maybe an extra injury here or there. Whereas for the previous month, they've been worried about keeping the players hydrated to avoid cramping and stuff that's been taking place.
Right.
So we'll see as this cold weather night comes in. This is the opening battle for the Pikes Peak Athletic Conference lead between these two. Again, Coronado comes in 2-3. They beat Cheyenne Mountain 37-14 in the opener, and then hosted Lewis Palmer, and the Rangers bested them 35-25. Then they hosted Mesa Ridge, losing here at Gary Berry Stadium 36-33, another tight game. And then they beat rival Palmer 38-6, and then traveled to Grand Junction on the Western Slope last week The game was at 6:30 on Saturday night. So the Cougars traveled over Saturday morning. And that is Joel Senrick up, coming off under his own power. That is good news. So 2 and 3 are the Cougars entering into the league schedule. For the Kadets, they dropped the opener 36-16 to Heritage and then defeated Falcon by a point, 14-13. Got the win at George Washington up in Denver, 30-14, before blanking their last 2 opponents, Cheyenne Mountain and Palmer. They beat the Terrors 46-0. Handed off to Pope straight up the middle. Pope is out to the 25 for a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 5. Inside of a minute to play, 54 seconds. But until that Ladarius Mays touchdown, it had been 8 quarters since a 4th quarter touchdown scored by the George Washington Patriots. But the defense for Air Academy is about to mark their 10th quarter without giving up a touchdown, as Coronado's touchdown tonight came on the special teams. This Cadet offense has been stifling and then opportunistic. 9 in the box, delayed give off, and this is Edmondson stutter stepping across midfield and down to the 47-yard line with the first down. Pick up on the play of 28 yards. Clock will stop with 10 seconds as they move the chains. Powers on the side, and timeout is called by, I didn't see if it was, I think that was called by the Cougars. Each team showing 1 timeout on the scoreboard, and Air Academy used 2 early in the first half. So Coronado might have just used their second. Oh, it was Air Academy that took their 3rd and final timeout. And Caden looking down there, one of the officials had they had the ball spotted at the Cougars 48, and the wind blew it all the way back to the 48 of the Kadets.
That shows you just how brutal the wind is tonight.
Air Academy going into that wind. Brandon Stogsdill stands back at his 33, playing about 15 yards off the ball, not expecting a pass into this wind. Air Academy has used a running attack all night long. Double wing formation. Powers rolls back to throw down the middle to Edmondson. Edmondson makes the catch at the 22, and he is leveled on the tackle as Maestas. Edmondson's slow to get up. 2 seconds on the clock. No timeouts for the Kadets. They'll spot the ball at the 22-yard line. So as soon as they move the chains, the clock will start. Now the Air Academy coaching staff talking with the officials on that far side. And the officials have run the 2 seconds off of the clock. So that is halftime. So what a strange ending to the first half. We thought Air Academy might have a chance for a field goal here late, but it will not happen as the clock runs out. It is 8-7 in favor of the Kadets as we go to the break here at Gary Berry Stadium. Take a little time out, let Coronado take care of some homecoming duties, let the teams get a breather, get some water, and get inside where it is warmer in the locker rooms. But stay with us after the halftime announcements. And
Achieve Online is District 11's own online school. Our highly qualified certified teachers are District 11 staff. High school students can earn up to 18 credits per year. Achieve Online offers electives like web design, video game design, culinary arts, sports entertainment marketing, and photography, with space to participate in these electives. Achieve Online can help you be prepared for college and your future.
Our school has benefited in a couple of different ways. One, our Grand Friends bring great expertise in areas of expertise to the table when they work with our students. And another area is relationships. They've connected well with their kids. They work well with our kids and really develop that relationship to help motivate kids and engage them and want to be at school.
It has really benefited me as a teacher, but it's benefited my students because they get to do a lot of activities that I normally wouldn't be able to do. And I know that she can handle it because she has that experience.
It's just a great link to the community, our students. It's nice for them to build connections and relationships with folks outside of Palmer, and vice versa. I think for the community to see what's happening here is exciting as well.
Well, I think the Grand Friends program is a valuable asset, but more importantly, I think the Grand Friends who are volunteering are the real assets in our community.
Grand Friends are wonderful to have. They bring such energy to the classroom. The kids love having them there.
And so having Grand Friends in, whether they're related to our students or whether it's a retired educator or just someone in the community, in the neighborhood, it's so important to have them come here and work with our students so that the kids can interact with them and they can learn from each other.
I really believe that our Grand Friends program is invaluable, not only to the students, but to our community as a whole, because they provide the example that we all hope to be able to emulate.
It is such an invaluable experience to have, someone who's a grandparent figure in the room working with the kids. It is awesome.
She comes in here when she doesn't really need to, and she comes in here and helps us out, like on our writing or something that we don't understand.
I assist my classroom teacher at Queen Palmer Elementary School, Mrs. Heiss, in whatever capacity that she needs for me to fill.
It's so rewarding to work with the children. They're so appreciative and very willing to give hugs and let you know that they're very, very happy that you're there.
This is a very, very rewarding way to give back to the community. And if you think you might at all be interested in it and have some talent in it, give it a try.
It gives me a purpose. I mean, I work part-time, but to come to the school and do what I love, it really is. It keeps me young, hanging around all these young kids. They guess, well, are you 40? Well, are you 80? Well, are you? And then they'll say, no, she's only 50. And I go, okay, we'll take 50.
I love the interaction I have with the students. They just fill me with joy. And especially if I can see that one of them has gotten a concept that they've been struggling with, that just lights me up.
I'm going to give as much of myself as I can, as long as I can.
Welcome, military families. Colorado Springs School District 11 is the largest and oldest school district in Colorado Springs. With over 50 schools, we guarantee that we have a program that will meet your child's needs and your expectations as a parent. For more information, visit www.d11.org/welcome or contact Carmelito Carrillo, School Liaison for Military Families at 425-0642.
This is Luke Vercoloni
and Ronnie Argueta, midfielders for the Switchbacks.
We have a message for families into our community.
There are few things as exciting as scoring a goal.
One goal we all have in common is helping our students score opportunities for their future.
Whether our students want to go to college, trade school, the military, or enter a career.
Let's help our students shoot for their goals.
Ask a student how you can help them complete their ICAP requirements.
Ask your student in their school how to help them connect the student to the world of work, education, and career.
Mi nombre es Ronnie Argueta, centrocampista de los Switchbacks. Tengo un mensaje para mis amigos en la escuela primaria y secundaria. En cada partido en el que juego siempre hay un plan. Usted también necesita un plan juego para tener éxito en la escuela y en la vida. Una de las decisiones más grandes que usted tomará es sobre su educación y carrera. Sepa lo que quiere lograr en sus objetivos personales. No deje pasar su futuro. Hable con su consejero escolar y su familia sobre cómo puede completar sus requisitos de ICAP para sobresalir.
Sometimes it just seems like there aren't enough hours in the day. We're told, Wake up early.
Eat a good breakfast. Brush your teeth.
Work hard in all your
Get
classes.
involved.
It'll determine your
Oh,
future.
you don't have a job?
Exercise.
Get a job.
Get outside.
Don't forget to get your
Make sure
homework
you're
done.
getting enough sleep. Are you okay?
It might seem like there is nothing you can do, but really, there is. First, make a routine and plan your week. Second, ask for help. You don't have to do this alone. And last, celebrate your successes and know when to surrender. Just remember that you can't do everything. I know it sounds hard, but with a little hard work and dedication, you can get through it.
The Digital High School is a place where D11 students can come to recover credits. Our mission is to partner with D11 high schools in order to increase the graduation rate throughout the district. Our curriculum is computer-based. Students work at their own pace with certified teachers on hand to offer assistance when needed. The Digital High School offers courses that correspond with D11 curriculum, which are all aligned to state standards. Our program allows for the flexibility of students who have a job but still want to attend classes and work towards graduation. The Digital High School offers morning and afternoon sessions for full-time students. We also have an option for students who are attending their regular high school to attend Digital High School 2 evenings a week. We offer a low-pressure learning atmosphere for students ages 16 through 20 years old. The Digital High School gives students a chance to reconnect with the school environment.
I'm attending Digital High School because it's helping me get my credits to graduate on time. Also, I like that the classroom is smaller and it's more self-paced.
Located at the Roy J. Wasson Academic Campus, the Digital High School is able to offer qualified students the option of daycare. There's also a cafeteria on campus filled with lots of delicious, nutritious food run by the District 11 award-winning Food and Nutrition Services Department. Enrollment is year-round, and seniors do have preference over underclassmen. Because District 11 is a district of choice, students outside of District 11 can choice into the Digital High School. Upon completion of counselor-recommended courses, all students will receive a D11 high school diploma from their home high school. Students will be able to walk in their home high school's graduation ceremony.
Registering for digital school is very easy. We came in one day and it was done and over with. The teachers at digital school are very phenomenal. They answer any questions you have. They will sit and talk with you whenever you need somebody to talk to. They're just really exceptional people.
It's basically one-on-one. It's just you and the computer. So you're able to read, comprehend everything. If you don't comprehend it, you can basically ask questions. It's just like normal school. It's pretty easy to graduate as long as you take the time and put in the effort, and then you get to walk with your actual public school that you came in to digital with.
Hi, everybody. I'm John Bailey, principal of the Digital School here in School District 11. We'd like to welcome you to our new campus. Please stop by, give us a call. My door is always open. This is District 11's premier credit recovery program, and we would love to have you as a student. Thank you.
For more information, check out our website or give us a call at 328-3079.
I signed up for Career Boost because of my kids, actually. They wanted me to become a preschool teacher. They both encouraged me, and this is actually the first step.
I needed a change in my life, and I just wanted to take that step forward and getting further in my career.
I came to Colorado Springs for a better job and a better life. I got tired of bouncing around from job to job and not having anything to look forward to. I'm expecting Career Boost to pretty much kind of cement a more permanent career path.
Everything's lined up from beginning to end. The teachers, the people you consult with at the Workforce Center, and it's just great. And then the internship, I couldn't pass up that opportunity.
Somebody told me about the Career Boost IT, and I love computers. So I signed up. Career Boost will help me in my career because I actually had very little, if any, prospects.
Everything is laid out for you. There's a lot of computers, a lot of different people that are willing to help you achieve your goal to return more to society that they have given to you. So it's great.
You're going to pay me to learn what I want to learn, and I've been trying to learn for years. Awesome. Sign me up.
When I learn more, I'll be teaching in this country.
It's awesome.
It's a good way to get some training in a trade and a good way to get your foot in the door.
I signed up for Career Boost because I wanted to get more experience in the field of welding, but I wanted to know more about it.
I didn't know much about welding, but I had heard about it. A lot of my friends did it. They said it was really interesting, a lot of fun. So I signed up for it.
I'm confident that I've learned a lot and I'm qualified for a lot of the jobs available. It's a good opportunity. I would suggest that they consider it because there's a lot to learn.
If you're thinking about enrolling in Career Boost, do it.
Do it.
I would just do it.
Do it.
Don't give up. You can make it. Keep trying and keep going at it. It's going to be a good career when you do.
Still trying to find a place to host your special event? District 11 has meeting spaces, lecture halls, auditoriums, gymnasiums, swimming pools, and more available to rent. Call the District 11 rental office. We can help you plan your next event.
Many kids start drinking in middle school. Nationally, 1 out of every 2 8th graders has tried alcohol. Here in Colorado, 1 out of 5 of us had our first real drink of alcohol before the age of 13. It doesn't matter what type of alcohol we may have been allowed to drink or first try. Drinking alcohol can harm our growing bodies and brains in ways many people don't realize. That's why it is important for us to grow up alcohol-free. As an adult, allowing those of us under the age of 21, especially kids my age, to drink alcohol from time to time, even just a couple of sips, may seem to be a harmless, trivial, or non-threatening act, but it's not. The stakes are high for those of us introduced to alcohol at an early age. It's a proven fact that children who begin drinking alcohol before the age of 15 are 5 times more likely than those who start after age 21 to develop alcohol dependence problems. Did you know that the risks of alcohol use among children and youth is strongly associated with violence, risky sexual behavior, poor academic performance, illicit drug use, and other harmful behaviors? Help prevent underage drinking problems before they start. When you host social gatherings for our family and friends, remember that we are a part of the gathering too. Plan for our participation in social gatherings and events. If you're a parent, be clear that you do not want us to drink alcohol before we turn 21 at any social function we may attend. If you're the host of the party or social gathering, make sure your guests know that you don't allow underage drinking at your get-togethers. If there's alcohol at your gathering, find a responsible adult who can help serve and monitor the alcohol supply while you are busy entertaining. Prevent underage drinking. It's an adult responsibility. Do your part.
I didn't know. 1 in 10 high schoolers seriously consider suicide.
More people die of suicide than of car crashes.
Know the signs.
Depression.
Alcohol abuse. Giving away possessions.
It's what you can do now that matters. Don't leave them alone.
Tell someone.
Don't be afraid to ask the question. Are you thinking about suicide?
Ask someone, anyone, for help.
Call the hotline.
Don't keep suicide a secret.
Break the silence.
That school bus is yellow for a reason. Yellow means caution. Those flashing lights are red for a reason. Red means stop.
Hey girl, what's up? Nothing much.
Never pass a stopped school bus. Don't pass from either direction. It's not just the law, it's a child's life.
Brought to you by Child Safety Network and the School Bus Safety Company.
Welcome everyone back to Gary Berry Stadium. Me, Caden Watson, and I'm here with Barry Reed, and we're coming back from the first half of the game. Coronado had 3 punts and a fumble in 4 positions, and Air Academy had 5 positions. They've missed a field goal and had a punt, and they have the ball at the end of the half.
And then you throw the touchdown in there with the 2-point conversion for an 8-7 lead. And considering that Air Academy put up 46 on the Palmer Terrors last week, Coronado holding them to 1 touchdown. The defense for Coronado has done a really good job if the offense would do could do half the job that the defense has done, Coronado's up by 7 to 10 points in this one, Caden.
Oh, yeah. The score is 7-8 with Air Academy in the lead. The new year of D11 high school and middle school chess tournaments begins October 19th. Tournaments will be held in the first floor library at Palmer High School, 301 North Nevada, and are open to all District 11 middle and high school students, regardless of ability. For more information, log on to d11.org and look for the link under upcoming events.
Something for all District 11 middle school and high school to be part of. And talking with the coordinator of that event last year, it's just grown in popularity all the time. And Palmer is a great facility to host that in the library. So if you're interested for that, again, like Caden just said, check out the d11.org website. On the right side under coming events will be the link to get you more information there.
The weather has certainly changed tonight, as we've seen our players try to take a snap, and every single time the ball has been blown away by the wind. Haven't you just noticed that?
Yeah, it's both teams like to run out of a shotgun formation, and it has been treacherous. And more importantly, when we've seen teams kicking from the south to the north as the wind is blowing north to south, if you're trying to pass coming south to north or even just punting, forget it. The ball's going straight up in the air. Unfortunately, we've played a lot of the first half deep in that end, whether it was Air Academy driving on Coronado and being denied on several possessions, or once they had it turned into their end, it's a huge advantage to the defense tonight, because I don't think either of these passing games is gearing up for what it is. You've got Bo Powers, who's very efficient. He's got a 127.5 QBR rate. He's 24 of 38 for 403 yards, 8 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. And on the other side, you've got Gabe Chappell, who's 22 of 53, almost 500 yards passing, QBR just under 70, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But neither of these guys, we saw the one nice pass from Chappell to Bobrick, but then Bobrick got stripped at the end of the play, and Air Academy pounced on the fumble. So we are just about ready to get underway here in the second half. Air Academy won the opening coin toss, and elected to defer. So they will receive here. And a benefit for Coronado, being the kicking team, they get to choose which side they're going to defend. So they will give Air Academy the wind here in the third quarter. And when we flip for the fourth quarter, the wind will be at Coronado's back, which will help the Cougars defense. Hopefully the Cougars defense can stop this Air Academy offense in the third quarter. And the ball having to be held on the kickoffs, as it's had to do all night, the way the wind is blowing.
And number 17 for Coronado's offense, Julian Hogan, with 3 to 10 passes, 46 yards this season.
Hogan kicks it off. The ball is covered up at the 35, and that is where Air Academy will start.
And right now we have 4 in the starting lane, and Air Academy throws the ball and they miss. Number 48, Brady Badwound, he has went 8 and to 152, 2 touchdowns this season.
But that one overthrown, and again, it's a case of the wind at the back making that ball sail out of the hands of Bo Powers. But just as we said, teams won't pass much with this wind. Air Academy comes out and pulls us both and puts it in the air first time.
Now they're looking for the pass. Kyle Pope did a handoff and went to the right, outside.
Pope with a gain of 9 out to the 45. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Kadets.
They are starting at the 45-yard line. Number 41, they made it to the
48-yard line.
48th-yard line.
Be a pickup of 7 for Kyle Pope and a first down for Air Academy. A lot of two back in the offense with the way the wind is going tonight, Caden.
Oh, yes, the wind is sure going crazy tonight. I probably should have brought my jacket. Now, they're at the 48-yard line. Did a handoff. Kyle Pope, number 41, on the left side.
Pope picking up 4 yards on the carry. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. Just underway in the third quarter from Gary Berry Stadium.
Still 7-8. We are on the 45th-yard line. And Kyle Pope took a handoff to the right.
Picking up 5 on the play was Pope's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Powers in the shotgun, tight end to the right, 2 receivers left, Pope in the backfield. Hand off to Pope up the middle, and ball comes loose. But they will whistle it dead at the 34-yard line. Pickup of 6. Good enough for an Air Academy first down.
We are at the 39th-yard line. And Kyle Pope, number 41. Oh, no, number 2, which is Bo Powers, just threw to number 24. Mike Midkiff with a record 30-59.
4th catch for Midkiff. Pick up on the play of 8. It's going to make it 2nd and 2 with the ball down at the 26-yard line. So Air Academy with the wind at its back, coming out here a little more of a throwing posture here in the third quarter.
They are now about to throw the ball to number 41, Kyle Pope. He runs. And it is at the 23rd yard line, 22nd yard line.
It's going to be a first down for Air Academy, but a good tackle coming up from the safety formation for the Cougars. That was 2, Sato 2, one of the seniors for the Cougars. Or check that, 2 is just a sophomore. second year on this Cougars varsity.
It looks like they're going for the kickoff.
1st and 10 from the 22. And here is the play off to Edmondson. Cole Edmondson, just a little flanker reverse. And Edmondson finds a big hole on the right-hand side. He's down to the 10-yard line. Pick up on the play of 12. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Air Academy leading by the score of 8-7, looking to build that lead here on the first possession of the third quarter. And we've got a whistle stopping the play. It's going to be delay of game on the Kadets. That'll cost them 5, back them up to the 15. Okay.
They are at the 21st yard line, and the whistle goes off.
That is a timeout called by Air Academy. That is the first here in the second half. This impressive drive for Air Academy started at their own 36 as Coronado kicked off to open the second half. Now the defense trying to keep the Kadets out of the end zone and preserve just that 1-point deficit, trying to get their offense the ball back. Ladarius Mays try to break another big run. Ladarius Mays has really been the only offense tonight with that kick return for the Cougars. It's an exciting way to open up homecoming. And this Cougars faithful crowd right below us has been into this game all night long, Caden.
Oh, yes, Barry. Since the beginning of this game, we have seen much from Ladarius. Now we are back at the 21st yard line. Kyle Pope. They fake the handoff. Oh, and it is not good.
Throwing it for the receiver on the right-hand side, but Brandon Stocksdale, the safety, Caden, came up, flooded that passing lane, got his hands up. I believe the pass was intended for Badwound on the right-hand side. So that is going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line. This Coronado defense has kept them in a lot of games this year. The loss by 3 hosting Mesa Ridge, and then the loss just by 10 at Lewis Palmer.
We're back at the 21st yard line, and number 4 has the ball. Cole Edmondson.
They run that little flanker reverse again. Edmondson takes the pitch. Coronado starting to wise up to that play a little bit. Ball down to the 13. It's a gain of 2. It'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 13-yard line.
We're at the 13th yard line. As number 4 has shot the ball to number 24, who is Mike Midkiff, and it was not good.
So a little trickery out of the Air Academy offense. Actually, it was a double reverse. Pope gave it to Edmondson, who flipped it back flea flicker style to Bo Powers. And good coverage for the Cougars in the end zone on Mike Midkiff. And now we have a field goal attempt. Zach Martin on. The ball is spotted at the 20. This will be a kick of 30 from the left hash. Cougars get plenty of pressure, and Martin misses another one. That is the second missed field goal for Zach Martin tonight. He was 2 of 4 with his extra points last week against the Terrors, and he is 0 of 2 in field goals here tonight with the wind at their back, but a serious angle from the left hash. And Coronado's defense rises up again, spot the ball at the 20 after the second missed field goal by the Kadets.
They're lining up at the 21st yard line. They shoot to number 11, Ladarius Mays. They went back at least 4 yards.
Back to the 16. Ladarius Mays trying the left-hand side, and he was going to get corralled there, tried to reverse his field and go back to the right, but Air Academy all on top of it for the loss of 4. Bring up 2nd and 14 from the 16.
Lining up at the 16th yard line. Number 12 and number 11. 12 throwing the ball. Number 42 catches it. My mistake, number 22. Oh, my mistake once again. Number 18, Willie Bobbrick, who has a record of 8 and 222. They're at the 50-yard line, heading to the north.
First down for the Cougars. Big play in the passing game. Now give it off to the right-hand side and around the right side with the carry. That is 2. Sato 2. And 2 is going to get marked all the way back at the 48. Be a pickup of just 2 yards. Bring up 2nd and 8 for the Cougars.
They're at the 47th yard line. Cougars getting ready to pass off the ball. They took a handoff to number 11, Ladarius Mays, to the right of the field. They start off. Number 12 throws to number 22. And they are at the 45th yard line. With a gain of 3. Fourth and 5th. Lining up. Oh, and that looks like they've called a timeout. Punt formation, timeout, Coronado.
A new year of District 11 high school and middle school chess tournaments begins October 19th in just a couple of weeks. Tournaments will be held at the first floor library at Palmer High School, 301 North Nevada, and are open to all District 11 middle and high school students, regardless of ability. Each player will play every round of this Swiss-style play format, with pizza and water available between rounds. Entry to the tournament is free, thanks again to the Palmer Alumni Association, but you've got to register online before 10 p.m. on October 18th, so reserve your spot now. For more information, log on to d11.org and look for the link under upcoming events on the right side of the District 11 homepage.
We are back on the 45th yard line. Going for a kick.
And Air Academy put nobody back, and this is going to cost them as a good kick by Willie Bobrick is going to travel 40 yards and be killed at the 5-yard line. So Air Academy back in a hole with the wind at its back.
They're back, lining up at the 5th-yard line. And they took a snap with Kyle Pope taking a handoff from the far right. With a gain of 5.
So 2nd and 5 from the 10. Give it off to Pope on the left side this time, and he is going to be dropped about the 14-yard line, shy of the first down by a yard. It'll bring up 4th and 1, or 3rd and 1. And working out of this end of the deep in their own end, Bo Powers has been up under center instead of the shotgun, especially the way this wind is blowing, but more so because of their position on the field. Now he's under the shotgun again with the full backfield.
They go at it at the Kyle Pope. 2-0. A gain of 5 to 2, 20.
So that'll be a first down for the Kadets. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Air Academy clinging to the 1-point lead, 8-7. Moving the ball from deep in their own end.
We're now on the 20th yard line. Number 14, Kyle Pope, 41, Kyle Pope runs the ball to the 39th yard line. They have a gain of 15 to 35.
And actually it's coming back as Air Academy guilty of holding. Flag was at the 24, so the mark off of 10 will put Air Academy back at the 14-yard line, wiping out one of the best runs that Martin has had since early in this game. And now with 2:30 on the clock, Air Academy will start. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Kadets.
They're at the, looks like, 15th yard line. And it's a rough one out there with number 41 handing off.
Pope takes the handoff out to the 18, pickup of 3, going to bring up a 2nd and 13, we'll call it.
Lining up at the 18th-yard line.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers left for the Kadets. Straight back is Powers to winging it downfield. He does. A little bit long, incomplete.
Number 3.
Markworth was the intended receiver down at the 40 of the Cougars, but incomplete. Markworth had a step, but the ball came in just a little bit underneath. So it will be 3rd and 13 for the Kadets. And I'm really surprised with the wind at their back after having it in the first half. Air Academy has put the ball in the air.
They have.
Caden.
It's surprising. They've really put forth the effort this game.
2 receivers right, stoppage of play again. Timeout called by the Coronado coaching staff here with 3rd and 12. It's important for Coronado to get a stop here because we are 1:19 away. Coronado wants to try to get the best field position they can. They're not going to be able to stall to make Air Academy kick it into the wind, which would help their field position. But you want to get a stop here. What a great ball game. These defenses have been aided by the wind just a little bit. Both teams have made big plays in the passing game, but have not been able to cash the end zone. A lot of movement between the 20s between these two teams, but 2 missed field goals by the Kadets and a big turnover in the red zone down inside the 15 by the Cougars after a completion. Really the stories of this game. 8-7 is our score. Air Academy on top of Coronado. 1:19 to go in the 3rd. When we flip quarters in 79 seconds, Coronado will have the wind at its back, and Air Academy will be fighting the wind.
Looks as though they're at the 18th-yard line, number 2, which is
Powers hit as he throws, and this barely makes it out into the flats. It'll be incomplete, bringing up 4th and 12. That was an interesting formation because they loaded 3 receivers to the right side for Powers, rolled him out to the left where there was a single receiver, and that receiver went deep, but great penetration off the right side of that Coronado defense kept him from being able to get anything on that throw. Brandon Peak, who has 4 sacks, was looking for number 5 here tonight, but unable to come away with it. So punt formation for Air Academy. Ladarius Mays stands at midfield. This one almost blocked, actually partially tipped by Coronado, and it will roll out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like they'll spot it at the 45 of the Kadets, and that's where the Cougars will go to work. So once again, the defense is the story here tonight for the Cougars, holding what had been a high-powered offense for Air Academy in check. Air Academy scoring 74 points in the last 2 days, and in the last 2 games, and then you go back 2 more from that, they've got 150 points in the last 4 games, last 4 wins.
And it looks as if they're ready to get back on the field.
The chains haven't moved after the punt. This is interesting. It looks like there might have been a penalty on the Cougars, and this is going to hurt because it's a big 15-yard personal foul penalty that'll move the Cougars all the way back to the 40-yard line. But the Cougars with 1:05 left in the third with the stiff wind in their face before they get the wind at their back. Ladarius Mays in the backfield. Chapel sends 3 receivers to the left. Quick wide receiver screen out here is completed. And a nifty block out into the open. Great job of running for Coronado. And that is Mason Michi. You might remember his older brother, Austin Michi. And for Michi, that is catch number 1. And it is going to be a big reception. Gain on the play of 18 and a first down.
It looks as though they're at the 42nd yard line. Do a handoff to Powers. Powers gets to, oh, my bad, Mays, number 11. They make it to the 37th yard line, 38th yard line, 39th yard line, 33rd yard.
Second and 1 from the 33. So Coronado trying to move to take the lead here. Last play of the third quarter coming as we are inside of 10 seconds. And there was a flinch by the center for the Cougars that is going to cost them 5 yards. And Gabe Chappell is not happy, stomping his foot. We have got an injured Cougar down on the turf. Second and 1 with moving the ball on this drive. And the Cougars shoot themselves in the foot. I believe that is the 4th illegal motion penalty to go with 6 encroachment penalties on the night. So 50 yards of penalties on the Cougars just on the encroachment and the offsides. And we are not going to get this play off before the fourth quarter. We have played 3 here at Gary Berry Stadium on this early October league opener between the Cougars and the Kadets, and it is 8-7 in favor of the Kadets.
A new year of D11 high school and middle school chess tournaments begins October 19th. Tournaments will be held in the first floor library at Palmer High School, 301 North Nevada, and are open to all District 11 middle and high school students, regardless of ability. For more information, log on to d11.org and look for the link under upcoming events.
So now we will switch into the field, and the Cougars will have the wind at their back at the ball at the 38-yard line. It will be second and 6 from that point. The final 12 minutes to see who takes an early upper hand in the Pikes Peak Athletic Conference with a league opening win. Coronado trying to get back to 500 at 3-3. Air Academy trying to improve to 5-1 on the year.
We are at the 39th yard line on the south side of the field. Number 12, Gabe Chappell, runs all the way back to the 50th yard line and falls down.
Well, he falls down due to a lot of pressure put on by the Kadets. Converging was Aiden Diller, the hammerbacker on the outside, with one of the linemen. I think that might have been Josh Luden getting there, and that is a big sack all the way back. Loss of 12 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 18 for the Cougars.
Now at the 50th yard line as number 12 tries to throw it, but number 18, Willie Bobrick, but slowly misses.
Trying to hit that quick slant to Bobrick again. This one just a little bit low and inside of Bobrick. That was a play that they connected on earlier, and Bobrick coughed up after getting stripped. So 11-19, 4th and 18. Bobrick will step back to punt. And with the wind at his back, if he can catch some wind and angle this thing, Coronado can pin Air Academy deep again. Coronado short a man. Man runs on late. Coronado able to get the snap off, but that threw the timing of the whole play. Pope at the 15, runs back to the 20, gain of 5 on the return. And Air Academy will take over at the 20-yard line.
It is, we have 11 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock with a score of 7-8, with the Air Academy leading by 1. We'll be starting off at the 20th yard line. Number 41, Kyle Pope, runs it to the 20.
Runs out to the 21. We've got an injured Cougar on the play. So the Cougars will take a knee right about the 25. Air Academy will go to their sideline to get some water as they tend to the injured Cougar on the play. Kyle Pope has been definitely the workhorse tonight for this Kadets offense. And again, Zach Martin, who's the second leading rusher now, 68 carries, 285 yards, and a touchdown, plus a 100-yard rushing game. Still nursing an injury back. He is doing the kicking tonight, but he is not getting any carries, which is, I'm sure, the way this Air Academy offense has been a two-headed monster with Ethan Martin and Kyle Pope. I imagine with Zach Martin and Kyle Pope, it's a lot more impressive, but we are unable to see that tonight. The Cougar is still down at the 20-yard line, and this looks like, Caden, that it might just be a cramping situation. They are stretching the foot and the calf, which it's never a good scene to see a player injured, but if it's something simple like a cramp that can be worked out, that's always the best thing to see.
Right, Barry. Hopefully we can get number 33 back on the field. Number 3, who is Brian Maestas.
So Maestas will have to come out for at least a play. He's standing on his own next to the trainer now. He takes a knee. He'll go down. They'll stretch that cramp out just a little bit more.
Back on the 21st yard line. Air Academy passes off to number 41, Kyle Pope. They make it to the 28th yard line. 29th yard line, excuse me. With a gain of 7. Players lining back up at the 28th yard line. And it looks as if Kyle Pope is heading all the way to the 50th yard line.
Big run of 23 yards for Kyle Pope as he gets away with that's definitely the biggest run of the night. Another first down for the Kadets, and with this wind in their face, Caden, if they can get Pope cut loose, that's going to be just the recipe for them to hold on for this win. 9:47 and counting here. Pope working the left side of that offensive line, or the right side of the Cougars defense.
Now at the 49th yard line. They handed it off to number 41, Kyle Pope. He makes it all the way to the 35th yard line. With a gain of 15. Again, we have 9 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock, 7-8. The 34th yard line. Handed off to Kyle Pope once again. They now make it to the 30th yard line. They have a gain of 35. Of 25.
Gain of 5 on the play. Caden, that's the third straight time they've lined up in that same formation, stacked to the left, and then just run Kyle Pope behind that big line. This time they're going to flip the formation, stack the wing and the tight end to the right side, start Pope on the left side of Powers in the backfield. And Coronado, once again, jumping off sides. 2nd and 5. This might be enough for a Air Academy first down. And they are moving the chains. 1st and 10 from the 24 for the Kadets. As we approach the 8-minute mark here in the 4th quarter, with the Kadets clinging to a 1-point lead.
Back on the 24th yard line. They hand it off to Kyle Pope. They make it to what looks to be the...
Just a gain of 1. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage at the 24. Just inside the 24, it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Kadets, Caden. Tough sledding, Coronado. And they'll give up a couple big plays, but then this defense just gets its act together and clamps down and stops Pope.
Still at the 24th yard line. Kyle Pope heads around to the right side, makes it to what looks to be the 11th yard line. 14th yard line.
Inside the 10 to the 9 goes Pope. It's a gain of 14. But it'll be 1st and goal for the Kadets, trying to build on this 1-point lead. 8-7, which they've had since the 2nd quarter. Both of these defenses have done a great job of pitching the shutout.
They're up at the 9th yard line.
Powers rolls out and tries to hit Ethan Martin in the flat down at the 5, and Martin has a 2nd drop of the night. So it will be 2nd and goal from the 9.
We have 6 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock with the goal 7-8. Kyle Pope once again heads down the middle with a gain of 2 yards. He had a gain of 7 and then 2.
So now we've got a Cougar down on the right, close to the 2-yard line there. Cougars trainers making their way out there. 6:18 to go. Kadets by a point. Thank you for tuning in to the District 11 football podcast here on the District 11 YouTube channel. Barry Reed, Caden Watson, Palmer sophomore, bringing you tonight's action.
A new year of D11 high school and middle school chess tournaments begins October 19th. Tournaments will be held in the first floor library at Palmer High School, 301 North Nevada, and are open to all District 11 middle and high school students, regardless of ability. For more information, log on to d11.org and look for the link under upcoming events.
Looking to our left, Caden, Steve Servey, the longtime teacher at Coronado and longtime PA announcer for Coronado football, coached back in the booth tonight for homecoming for these Cougars. Good to see Steve. Haven't seen him in a couple of years as he's been on that retired and touring the world stance lately. But we've still got a Cougar down on the field being tended to. That is the holdup we are at with 6:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. And a good-sized crowd here on homecoming for the Cougars. Everybody bundled up. Blankets are on the aluminum bleachers for the first time we've seen all season long. And the coats, wind has been blowing from the north to the south all night long. A steady breeze that has really thwarted the passing and kicking games of these two teams. Air Academy, with the wind at its back twice, has missed field goals off the foot of Eric Martin. And now getting to his feet, but unable to put much pressure on the left ankle. And that's going to hurt. That is Rico Ortiz, the senior on the defensive line. He has had a good game for the Cougars tonight as they have worked at stopping and holding this Air Academy offense to just one touchdown. But unlike the cramping we have seen, he is actually being carried off of the field now, unable to put any weight on that ankle whatsoever. So we hope for the best for a quick recovery for Rico Ortiz of the Cougars. But as they say in this sport, and every coach will quote you the line, Caden, next man up. Ortiz is down. Air Academy's knocking at the 2-yard line, looking to extend this lead.
It looks as though Kyle Pope has made it through the right with an off tackle. And it's good. They get a touchdown with 7-14. With Air Academy having 8-14 with 6 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. Fourth quarter. Boy, has this been a great game.
That's an understatement there, Caden. Now, Zach Martin on again for the kick. Cougars through again, but this time up and through. Martin was just 2 of 4 against the Cougars, or against the Terrors last week. Hits a big extra point there to make it 15-7. And now for the Cougars, who have had trouble moving the ball all night long, you're down by 8. Not only do you need the touchdown, but you need the 2-point conversion to tie this thing up and send it into overtime.
Right, and they still have like 6 minutes on the clock left.
6:05, plenty of time to do it, but the way this offense has not been working for the Cougars most of the night, and the mistakes they've made with motion and encroachment penalties all night long just shooting themselves in the foot. The one big fumble on the big catch by Bobrick down deep in the Air Academy end. They could sure use another game-breaking kickoff return for Ladarius Mays, which is how we open this game. Cougars were on top 7-0 after the first 14 seconds thanks to that great return.
Boy, was that amazing. Like, he just came out of nowhere with that run.
So Air Academy on. Jared Clark, a sophomore, teeing it up.
Get ready.
Into the wind. Ladarius Mays stands at the 25. Bobrick stands at the 15 in case it gets a little bit longer. This one will be taken, pitch back to Ladarius Mays. Mays working his way into the middle, and he is going to be swarmed under at the 39-yard line by a whole host of Kadets. Getting off the bottom of the pile for the Kadets was William Sacbuccini, a sophomore for the Kadets. So crunch time for the Cougars, trailing by 8. Just one timeout for the Cougars, 2 for Air Academy. Fake it to Mays up the middle, and this ball is going to be over the head of Michi, trying that receiver screen again that Coronado connected on. But Chapel a little bit too high for Michi. 2nd and 10. 5:53. Clock stopped on the incomplete. Coronado trips to the right. Single man to the left. Ladarius Mays to the right of Chapel, who is in the shotgun. And a complete pass for the first down. Nice little in move. Julian Hogan, the junior receiver, with the catch. It's good for 15 and a first down for the Cougars. Move the ball into, well, now they spot the ball all the way back at the 47, costing the Cougars 3 yards. Cougars quickly up on the ball. Chapel in the shotgun. High snap, give it to Mays. Mays is going to try the right-hand side, looking for some blocking. Nice spin move, gets him an extra couple of yards. He'll be ahead for 3 inside the 45 to the 44. And it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Cougars. So knowing the situation, the Cougars put a couple big plays together here early. Chapel will be in the shotgun, sends 3 receivers to the left. The inside man in the slot is Michi. Mays just to the left as Chapel's in the shotgun. Bobrick to the right, and they're going to throw that skinny post, and Air Academy's on the ball, picks it off at the 38, and returns it out to the 47-yard line. A return of 9 for the Kadets. Arion Burr, the sophomore, had seen that skinny post one too many times, and he cut into the passing lane, made the interception, and returned the ball out to the 47. So the Kadets learning and paying attention to what the Cougars have been trying to do, creating the second Cougar turnover tonight. They had that play resulted in a fumble and now an interception. And with 4:57 left on the clock and a 15-7 lead, the Cougars will put Powers under center. Martin and Pope in the backfield. Give it off to Pope again off the left-hand side. Pope's going to follow one of his big offensive linemen inside the 45 of the Cougars as he follows Christian Jones, the big junior, off the left-hand side. It'll be 2nd and 2. Clock running to 4.5 minutes here at Gary Berry Stadium on homecoming for the Cougars. They have been in a dogfight all night long, but the Kadets have come up with 2 big turnovers. And we have got a timeout called by Coronado. That is their third and final timeout. So the sledding just got a little bit tougher. 4:09 left to go in the quarter. Now Coronado without any timeouts. And taking a look at the alignment for the Kadets, I can understand why they've been running Kyle Pope to the left so much tonight. Big Josh Luden, the senior left tackle, we don't have any size on him, but Luden's got to be every bit of 6'4", 6'5", probably 250, 255, 260 pounds. And then you put Christian Jones, number 71, inside of him, and the senior-junior combination just create a huge running lane. And now at this stage of the game, 4:09 left to go, and it's time to run the ball, run the clock, and get out of here with your 5th win of the season if you're the Kadets. I look for Pope to go a lot to the left here. Second and 2. Put the tight end Badwound on the left-hand side. 2 receivers to the right. Now Martin comes in motion, handed off to the right to Pope. Pope bounces it out, picks up a block, and Pope breaks free down the right-hand side inside the 30. They'll spot him at the 30. It's a gain of 19 and another Air Academy first down. They needed 2, and they got 13. And the clock will stop while the chains are being reset. But now we are moving in inside of 4 minutes. Cadets trying to move the ball, secure this 8-point lead. I would be highly surprised if we saw any passing in the next 3.5 minutes. Powers watching the back judge, waiting for that start of the 10 count. Now he gets under center. Take the snap at the last second, run as much clock as possible, give it off to Pope around the right-hand side, and he will be met and stopped after a short gain of 2. Good work on the left side of that Cougars defense, giving pursuit. One of the Cougars out there limping around a little bit. Maddox Howard in on the tackle. Brandon Stogsdill ranging that way. Also Bueno. So 2nd and 8, ball at the 28-yard line. Inside of 3 minutes now. Cadets looking to grab a first Pikes Peak Athletic Conference league win. This time give it to Martin. Martin puts it on the ground, scooped up by Mays. Mays spins, still on his feet.
He's going.
One man to outrun, and if you're the Kadets, this is not what you want. 10-5, touchdown, Ladarius Mays. Fumble return of 75 yards for the Cougars, touchdown, and the Cougars are within 2 at 15-13. 2:27 left on the clock. Everything was going your way, and then the fumble occurs, and Ladarius Mays may have just saved the day for the Cougars. They have got to get this 2-point conversion.
And man, has Mays been a team player throughout this whole match. Like
doing it on special teams, now doing it on defense. How many tackles did he break? 4, 5?
6.
Wow. The Kadets had him pretty much dead to rights at the 45 of the Cougars. Somehow he finds daylight and sprints down the right-hand side for the touchdown. Now Chappell looking to the sideline. Mays starts on the left, now shifts to the right. Chappell will be in the shotgun. Hopefully wing right, 2 receivers right. Chappell rolling out, in trouble. Tries to step up, and he is going to be clobbered at the 6. The conversion fails. The Kadets hold on to a 2-point lead, 15-13. So the Cougars were handed the fumble, returned it for a touchdown. And now Marty Gutowski, the head coach, is having a conversation with his quarterback, who was under heavy duress.
Boy, Barry, even though it's the last couple of minutes of this game, it has really turned up a notch in here.
The excitement of high school football, Caden, and we've been watching it for years. It's just phenomenal because anything can happen. And when you've got the Cougars by all dead to rights, Air Academy moving the ball, cramming it down their throats, going in for another score, still playing hard till the end, get the fumble recovery, and get it to Ladarius Mays. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an onside kick here by the Cougars trying to get one more shot, trailing by 2. 2:27 left on the clock. And Air Academy goes from trying to secure this game with a touchdown to having to stop a 2-point conversion to preserve this lead. Oh, you got to love high school football, folks. That's all there is to it. The crowd here at the stadium, small crowd for the Cadet folks on the far side. And if any of you Cadet folks are listening on our District 11 podcast, we thank you so much for tuning in as we bring you this action. Cadets still with a 2-point lead, 2:27, about to field this onside, or what we anticipate to be an onside kick from the Cougars. There is the kick, ball on the ground and covered by the Cadets at the 46-yard line. Bounced around, it was loose for a minute. Finally popping on it for the Cadets was Jared Clark, the sophomore. But now ball control and ball maintenance is going to be a big factor for the Cadets. Ladarius Mays getting some words from his coach as he heads into the defensive huddle. Cougars are going to try to strip this ball. Need to do some more gang tackling. Somebody hold the runner up while somebody else is stripping away at the ball. Try to get another turnover. Cadet split mid-kiff out to the right. Ladarius Mays on him. Backfield run, Pope to the left, big hole. Pope ahead for 9 to the 45 of the Cougars. It'll bring up 2nd and 1. But 3 Cougars around him. 1 securing the tackle, 2 trying to strip the ball. Approaching 2 minutes, 2:06, 2:05, 2:04 here at Gary Berry Stadium, where things just got a little bit interesting thanks to a fumble return by the Cougars for a touchdown and the missed 2-point conversion. Cadets receiver lines up offsides. No call, no flag from the side judge. Hand it to Pope. He goes to the right. He gets inside the 40 and gives himself up, taking a knee. That's going to stop the clock at 1:37. Secure the first down, secure the ball. Be a gain of 8 down to the 38 of the Cougars. Clock restarts as they set the chains inside of a minute and a half now on this exciting Friday night at Gary Berry Stadium. Cadets 15, Cougars 13. It's been special teams and defense for the Cougars, and Ladarius Mays with the ball in his hands both times. The opening kickoff for an 80-yard touchdown and then a 75-yard fumble return. And now Powers just takes the knee. Victory formation for the Cadets. Inside of a minute now. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Snap it 2 more times. Cadets losing some composure. The officials trying to settle both teams down, spot the ball. That costs the Cougars about 20 seconds. Now hustling off the field is Christian Jones for the Cadets. Victory formation. Powers takes a knee once again. Cougars charging hard, but that should do it. We are inside of 20 seconds. And the Cougars don't have to take another snap as we are inside of 15 seconds. What looked to be the Cadets winning going away in the 4th got close. They'll hold on to the victory, but just barely, stopping a Coronado 2-point conversion, and they win 15-13. They improved to 5-1 on the year, 1-0 in conference play. Coronado drops to 2-4, 0-1 in conference play. It doesn't get much easier for the Cougars. On the 11th, they will host the Cyclones from Pueblo West here at Gary Berry Stadium. For Air Academy, they will host Whitefield up at District 20 Stadium a week from tonight. So a Thursday game for the Cougars, a Friday game for the Kadets. The teams have shaken hands and are making their way for their post-game comments from their coaches and celebrating with their fans. Cougars so close on homecoming but fall by 2 to the Kadets, 15-13. For Caden Watson, I am Barry Reed. Thank you so much for the tune in to our podcast tonight here on the District 11 YouTube channel. It'll be there if you want to re-listen to this fantastic game. We invite you to do so. If you'd like to, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have broadcasts coming up for the rest of the season, 5 or 6 more podcasts coming out. Thank you so much for the tune in. Have a great weekend, everybody. And good night from Gary Berry Stadium. It's the Kadets 15 and the Cougars 13.